Y'all gotta let it. Y'all gotta let it bubble. Listen, it's this word that I just feel in my heart. I'm gonna try to get it out before my baby wake up. And I think I want to turn this TV down. Give me 1 second, y'all. Because I ain't got, see, that's what I'm about to say. They about to start singing. And it's gonna be in the video. But either way it goes, y'all, I've been seeing so many people that's been like more so just feeling defeated. And man, for one, I understand. I understand. Like, I done seen and been, oh my God, I'll never forget that season of my life. And I just want to try to help y'all maneuver through it. But I remember when it was a season of my life where it was like, it don't matter. It didn't matter where I turned. Everybody or everything was going to be against me. I didn't necessarily know why they would be against me or why it wouldn't be working out. And when I say it or they, I'm literally saying anything. Rather it was my relationship, rather it was my family, rather it was a job opportunity, it did not matter. It seemed like I was going in circles. It felt like I was going in circles. Even if I would get blessed, it was like the season came and went. It came and went. And what I've noticed is the lasting joy. Good afternoon, Robert. How you doing? What I noticed is that lasting joy, majority of people, they don't know how to get it. They don't know how to enjoy the life that they have and be happy with what they got. And y'all, it's so much deeper than I believe anybody is actually understanding it to be. And the reason why majority of people cannot actually get to the understanding of how to become joyful and how to enjoy life and prosper is because people are full, y'all. They are full of pride. They're full of trauma, so to say. They're lacking accountability. That's a part of the reason why people don't have joy too. Little do people know, if they took accountability, they would even have more joy. A lot of people, they want to be receivers and not givers. That's another reason why the world be lacking joy. People be lacking joy and be miserable. And see, what I noticed is that God has created this system, y'all. He has created a system that works in the opposite direction. And everybody, when you stay shallow, when people stay on the surface and they never actually dive into something that is higher than themselves, which is going to be faith, right? When they never dive into faith, they'll end up never receiving miraculous healing. And when I say healing, I'm saying in like all ways. Emotionally healing, mentally healing, it can be physical healing, and etc. They never see them godly breakthroughs. Do you know the breakthroughs that people see in the world today? It's usually going to be in finances. And that will be the biggest breakthrough that the world gets to see. And the reason why is because the enemy has to lie to the rest of the world. So what he do is he allows the people who believe they so spiritual, okay, y'all? Like, and I'm not trying to call nobody out, but let's just say Kevin Gates, for example. He'll use a man like him to stand up in front of the world and appear deep. And the reason why the world is going to listen to him is because he works out. And he used a lot of word salad and etc., right? So he make things sound good. So the enemy will use a person like him to stand up and appear blessed. But they not understanding that emotionally and spiritually, he is still broken. You get what I'm saying? But the physical, the body, the money, all of that, it can be the skin routine, the teeth with the veneers. Y'all know everybody like to do veneers. Those type of things, the enemy know that the world is going to place their faith in. The world is going to place their healing in. And do you know what the world end up doing? I'm about to circle around to real healing, but I want to expose the fake healing first. Because do you know what the world does? The world ends up chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing after a thing that never healed the people who stand up and act healed. Do you hear what I'm saying? See, true healing is when God has, in a way, this is my best way to explain it, but true healing is when God has been able to reach down into a person's life and change them. And when I say change them, I'm saying like they start to realize that giving is more beneficial than receiving. Because when you go out and you have a cheerful heart to just give, that means your faith is higher than the physical. Now God can step in. Now God can say, oh, okay, I can use this person. This person has a cheerful heart. This person, and I'm not talking about money or nothing like that, but I'm just saying the heart posture. God can be like, okay, let me keep this person. Let me place my hand on this person. Let me bless them with peace. Let me give to them so that they can give to others. And he will actually heal you from the inside out. He is going to heal you from the inside out because now he can even use you. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people, they sit and they can't go anywhere and they're constantly stuck on this hamster wheel because they haven't been able to reach that space of using their faith. They haven't been able to say, oh, God is bigger than me. He's bigger than my plan. They might have been able to be like, God is real. They might have been able to, because let me tell y'all, it's a lot of different spiritual type of people. It's the people that want to be like, oh, I deal with crystals. I do tarot cards. I'm Muslim. I go to this. I go to the mosque. I don't eat pork. All of this. And people do a lot of different things to appear. Or because they do those things, they believe that they are spiritual. But they don't understand that when you really start healing in God, it has nothing to do with looking spiritual. It has nothing to do with counting how much you've done in God. It has nothing to do with how many scriptures you can quote or how much you give to charity or how much you take care of your body. It has nothing to do with none of that. Like when you really start healing in God, you don't try to appear really as anything because your connection has already grown to be personal so much behind closed doors that other people who might even try to come in and chastise you, none of that will even matter. You get what I'm saying? Because you're going to be the one with the joy. You're going to be the one with the healing because you were the one with the real connection. You get what I'm saying? So I try to explain to people that it's not about what you run and chase down. When it comes to faith, when it comes to healing, really it's about what you receive and what you allow God to do for you and in your life and within your body, mind, all of that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it just really kind of be getting to me when I just see people and they are like I said, they're on this hamster wheel. And it's like, I know so many people wanting to break free of just constantly being sad, constantly being set back, constantly feeling like God is there, but now he isn't. Get what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I got God. I'm running with God. I'm doing this. And it be the people with the crystals and the tarot cards and all that. They be like, I'm running with God the whole time. But either way it goes, it be people that just be like, okay, I'm running with God and I'm in this. But then as soon as the trials come, they depart. And this is why I'm sitting here trying to explain what it takes for that healing and that joy to come. And so when those trials come, you have to be in a space to where your physical does not determine who or what God is. And this is how you're going to be able to read your own heart posture, is by, if the physical breaks you, then that means in the spiritual, you are not really, I'm trying to find a way to word it, but if the physical is strong enough to break you, then in the spiritual, you have to become stronger. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say this is because through my experience, it doesn't really matter what happens as of now. Don't get me wrong. I get it. When money get low, when people leave, when people pass, when people betray, when mental health declines, it don't matter what it is, homelessness, everything. There is nothing that I have not faced. So this is why I'm telling y'all that if you want to be happy, if you want to be whole, if you want to become healed, you have to, allow your troubles to belong to God and separate yourself from your trials so that you don't think that your trials is your identity. Because if you take everything that you've been through and you're always harping on it and you like, somebody walked into my life and they just did this to me. Like they just did this to me for no reason. And my parents and blah, 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 blah. And you keep going on and on and on about the things that broke you. You'll never give yourself the time and the opportunity to see where God has saved you, to see where God has favored you, to see where God said, nope, not mine. They may have faced that because I wanted them to learn this, that, and the third, or I wanted them to be stronger in that area. But when it came to this, I protected. When it came to that, I provided. You'll never be able to do that with God if you keep harping on your pain. And if you never take that time to realize that you were worth believing in. Like a lot of people, they don't believe in themselves. And the way that I know this is because I see so many people that are extremely talented and they are on a hamster wheel. They are on a hamster wheel, upset, broken, hurt, crying, depressed, and still in the same place. See, this is the thing too that I've noticed with God. You move to a new season when you have did what he needed in the prior season. When you have become equipped for that next season, he pushes you into it. God is not trying to hold nobody back. You get what I'm saying? So if you're sitting in that same space, I'm going to give you an example. Say I'm a talented person, but I have not grown the heart posture that is needed for me to be able to handle the blessing that may come with my talent, right? Then what does that mean? That means that I am still insecure. So if I'm insecure, I can't go to the next season because people are going to be able to tell me who I am. I got to know who I am because I've given the time to God to express to me who I am before I go where he's called me. You get what I'm saying? So that'll be an issue. If I'm jealous, I can't go to the next season yet because I'm going to get into that season. I'm going to start comparing. I'm going to start being depressed and upset with who I am because I don't know who I am. So now I'm jealous of you and all that you've done. And I can't congratulate you. And I'm missing out on blessings. And I'm missing and blocking what God is trying to use this person for because I'm standing in the way because I don't want to work with them because I'm jealous of them because of everything God did for them. I can't. When you get into the heart posture of I am happy where I am because God provides, God loves me, and he is going to be there for me no matter how it looks. When you start to, when you start to look at life like that, you're going to be grateful for just water. You're going to be like, shoot, I got water, I got bread, whatever it is. You're going to be able to appreciate the little things, that the quote unquote little things that God has provided. So I say all of this to say that if you give God the opportunity to really prune your heart, you'll stop believing that you've failed yourself. You'll stop believing that God has failed you, because you'll be in a space of appreciation. And when you start, and see, my thing is so many different ways that I can explain this, but even when it comes to appreciation, appreciation is actually a broad explanation for a heart posture. Because when you are appreciative, you are humble. When you are appreciative, you're a giver. When you are appreciative, you're graceful. Do you get what I'm saying? It falls into so many different places. So I say this to say, when you gain that heart posture, it's so many different ways God can use you. You will change in so many different ways off of that one type of heart posture. Do you get what I'm saying? But either way it goes, though, for people that are feeling and believing that you are stuck on a hamster wheel, understand, back to the analogy that I was speaking on with the talent. Understand that you can be talented and God can be willing to use you, but you got to gain the heart posture that's trustworthy. You get what I'm saying? Which is you knowing like, okay, God got me. Like, God ain't looking at you and being like, oh, you still do this, you still do that, you still do this, that, and the third, and you're just not good enough. Like, no, if anything, God will be looking at you and he'll not move you yet, because he's saying, what I can get you to become. I know what you're capable of. And once you become that, I can shoot you forward. I can push you forward. I can put you in positions to where you can prosper. Y'all, I'm saying this from experience. It's been so many different things, so many different people that either tried to make me fail or wanted to watch me fail. So I know what it feels like to be a person that has a lot to offer, but I'm not offering anything because I'm still sitting still amongst people or in places that I got these cookies in the oven, or I'm in places that have not, that's not going to allow me to thrive. Do you get what I'm saying? So either way it goes, what I do want to say is this before I get off of here. If you're going to connect with God, if you are tired of running in a circle, I'm sitting here watching TV all at the same time. But if you are tired of running in a circle, then allow yourself to feel whatever pain it is you need to feel. Whether that is abandonment, whether that is rejection, whether that is betrayal, whether that is confusion, or you being hurt because you don't know which way to go in life, whatever that is, be honest with yourself today, right now, tonight, when you go in prayer, whenever you get that opportunity, start to feel how you really feel. Get what I'm saying? And don't blame nobody for it. Even if it is their fault. Allow them the grace to have been whoever it was they were in that moment where they hurt you. Hold on, y'all. My baby woke up. All right, Snoop. Oh, baby. Already wake up. Where's oh. But yeah, allow yourself to feel everything that you really feel. Like if it come down to your parents, if it come down to your siblings, your friends, your dreams, everything that you may feel like has been wrong in your life, allow yourself to feel that. Then go into that season where you like, okay, Lord, what am I doing? And you trying to hear him. Go through that season. It's going to be real confusing. Have fun. I'm sorry. But seriously, y'all, I'm just making light of it. But in reality, it's going to be confusing. But go ahead, feel confused. Step out on faith when he tell you to do certain things, because that's going to come next. He going to be like, wear blue today. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be all of that. Like, and you're going to be like, God, why are you telling me to wear blue and all of this and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be real little things. But go ahead, step out on faith, do it, do whatever it is he tell you to do. Because it's going to be some times as well where you're going to do what God told you to do and nothing's going to happen. And you're going to be like, well, you told me to do this. Nothing even happened. I'm not listening to you anymore. You're going to go through that too. Have fun. For real. You're going to go through that too. But guess what? That's going to teach you that everything is not about your expectation. That's going to teach you that everything is not about you receiving because you went and did a thing. Sometimes it's going to be just about you listening. You get what I'm saying? He's just going to want to strengthen your obedience until he gets you to the point to where you be like, okay, when you tell me to do something, I'm doing it because this is for you. I'm not doing it because I'm expecting a thing. I'm not doing it because I was supposed to receive this, that, and the third, or I believed that this was going to happen because I did this. No. And then there's going to be times where he's going to tell you to do something and it's not going to work out. And when I say that, I'm saying it's not going to work out the first go round. He's going to make you keep going back. He's going to make you, oh my God, he just gave me this, y'all. He just gave me this. I'm going to give y'all two scenarios, one from my personal experience and then one from the Bible. So this is what I mean when I say he's going to tell you to do things and he's going to keep telling you to do it and you're not going to get the results you're looking for. So I remember I wasn't working at this time. I hadn't worked in about maybe a year and a half or something. I don't know. It was a minute since I had worked, right? And I remember God told me, he said, go get that new phone that just came out. It was when the iPhone 16 had came out. So that's what I got right now, the iPhone 16. It wasn't that long ago. And he said, go get that iPhone that came out. And I was like, how am I going to get this iPhone? I ain't even got no money. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no money. But by that point, I had already been okay with waiting on God to move. So when he told me to do that, I was like, all right, I ain't got no money. But then I was like, you know what? You're going to do something. So then that same day, I'm getting out the car. God said, go put the rest of your money in your tank. So go get your gas. And I was like, God, now how am I going to get gas? And because that's going to break into what the money that I've had already. So I'm like, okay, if I go get gas, I know for a fact I'm not going to have enough to get the phone. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know how that's going to work, but all right. And then boom, like I told y'all, that's when I went into church. And for the first time in my life, somebody just randomly walked up to me. I wasn't even sitting with them. I was sitting in a room that was in the back of the church so that I could have my baby with me. It was somebody that came out of the church, assembly, the big room where everybody go. Somebody came out of there, came into that back room. I've never saw this person before, and they just gave me some money. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I can go and get this phone. Now, let me tell y'all, even after that happened, I went to get that phone time after time after time. I went up there about 4 times, and it was on that 5th try that I ended up being able to walk out with the phone. So do you get what I'm saying? Now, let me give y'all the experience with the Bible. Do y'all remember when God kept sending Moses, go tell him to let my people go. Go tell him to let my people go. Go tell him to let my people go. Moses was like, dude, I keep telling him to let your people go. I haven't gotten the results that you've told me is going to happen. You get what I'm saying? But eventually, Pharaoh let his people go. You get what I'm saying? So when you're walking in God, and I'm speaking about changing your heart posture, I'm talking about basically in order to really receive joy and healing, you got to be really a servant at heart. That means you serve with no expectation. That means when you go out and do things, it's not about you the entire time. Now, don't get me wrong, we're human. Sometimes we're going to want to see a win. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we're going to want to benefit. But that cannot be your only heart posture. It's okay to want to win sometime, but it can't always be the reason why. You got to be able to go out there and get nothing in return and walk away with like a joy in your heart, knowing that you did what God told you to do. And that's it. Do you get what I'm saying? So either way it goes, I'm speaking on all of this to say that it's a lot of people on a hamster wheel because they haven't gotten the heart posture to where God can pull them, to where God can favor them, to where God can say, oh, hold on, wait, you're usable. I can get you further than where you're at now. Let me show you what I'm capable of. Let me show you who I am and my powers. You've done it the world's way. You see how people operate. You know they here and there. You know they're not reliable, but I can place favor in people's hearts. I can set rooms for just you. I can grab you and your children. I can reroute your whole story. That's how God works. And I know that it is because, y'all, I literally have seen it in my life. I have literally seen it in my life. I have literally went through seasons where I was like, whoa, wait, why? Like, whoa, wait, why me? Like, why I got to go through all of this? Like, I'm not understanding it, but that's when God taught me that joy comes through the morning. Y'all remember when I told y'all that a couple days ago? Because it's facts and I'll never forget it. Joy is developed in the morning. You get what I'm saying? Oh my God, Wendy, when you going through them days where you on your knees and you crying out to the Lord, you ain't got nothing else, but you chose not to stomp your feet and throw a fit. You chose not to fail God, but to praise him. Oh, you headed toward victory. You headed towards victory. Even if you only win in the spiritual, it don't even matter, because when you win in the spiritual, you're going to feel like you won in the physical regardless, because God is going to bless you to feel that way. He's going to bless you with strength and peace. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you win no matter what. But either way it goes, though, y'all, I understand that we have all been through like all these different trials and battles and hardships that some of them we feel like, man, we ain't deserve that. Or we feel like that was just way too big. You get what I'm saying? But what I've learned in this season is that God will get you to a place to where you'll want to love on your enemies. And it's not to say that you go to try and heal your enemies or you try to heal even other people. Because that's one thing that I done got out of too. And I just want to explain this before I go, because I know it's a lot of people that do this as well. And this is a reason why a lot of people are still broken, because they think that they are angels from heaven that God is just using to heal the world. And to be honest, you can heal people and not be their savior. Do you get what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is you be wise enough to spread the love of God. You're wise enough to share your lessons so that you can strengthen people or even help them get to the next place. But you don't try to pour your goodness into other people in hopes that they will become what it is you believe they can be. That's not how that works. You pour into people what you have, but you don't, the best way I could put it right now is you don't stop your show or your life or your prospering or your growth in God, whatever it is you want to call it, your growth in life. You don't stop that because you're trying to drag people. It's no, I'm going to give you an example. It could be like 10 people in the room. I can walk in the room and have something to offer for all of those people mentally and emotionally. And I'm going to give that to them while I'm in that room. But when I leave, it's not about them. It's about whoever else is in my presence. And that's how I keep going. I have what I have for you while I'm with you. But when I leave, I'm doing the work that God has placed in me in whatever other area I'm at. So I keep going, but I keep spreading at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, because life is so personal, your purpose and your walk and your growth, your healing, your joy, all of that is so personal that you don't just stop and be like, hey, you're my best friend, or hey, you're my sister, or you're my mother. You don't grab people by their collars and make them become anything. You have hope that they will, but the only thing you can control is your growth, your healing. That's really the only thing you have control over. So everybody else, you have faith that God can bring the increase like he said he would. Y'all know how in God's word he say some plant and some water, but only God brings the increase? That's what that is. So it's not about you being selfish. It's not about you being arrogant. Oh, let me speak on that. Let me speak on that before I go. I didn't mean for this video to be this long. We already 30 minutes in. But I got to speak on this before I go. It's not about being selfish. It's not about being arrogant. You will be aware of who you are and where God is calling you to be. So when you are going and you are striving toward the place God has called you to be, people are going to call you selfish. When you are aware of who God has called you to be, why he has called you to be it, and then you strive to that place that he's taking you to, people will call you arrogant. Because this is what I mean by a hamster wheel. A lot of people are only comfortable with brokenness. They're only comfortable with confusion. They're comfortable with battle. They're comfortable with deceiving. They're comfortable with lack. You get what I'm saying? So they can't. They're comfortable with insecurity. So this is why I say it's going to feel like when you hop off that hamster wheel, it's going to feel like you're the oddball. It's going to feel like you just popping it. It's going to feel like you're being arrogant and you're leaving people behind. That ain't got nothing to do with it. And this is what I mean by that personal relationship that you build behind closed doors. Because when you do that and you come outside and you know who you is, people gonna try to tell you and shift you from here to there. But the thing is this, you hopped off the hamster wheel. And the only reason why they trying to shift you from here to there is because that's all they know how to do, is be thrown from here to there. So, y'all, man, I wish I could really break down. I pray that I'm breaking it down in a way to where people can really digest it, take it, develop it, build on it, but I don't know. But either way it goes, all I'm saying is have the faith to believe that no matter what you've been through, God can pull you up and create a space that you can thrive in. You're never stuck. God hasn't failed. And people oftenly, like I said, people will believe God failed them, and then they'll begin to fail God. And what I mean by that is when people don't get married by the age that they want to be married, they start to fall into witchcraft. They start to do the tarot cards. They start to go to psychics. They start to try to manipulate life. But they'll never have peace because peace belongs to faith. And faith don't tell you anything. Do you get what I'm saying? But either way it goes, though, just know that you're never too far. The valley is never too dark. God can still see you. You get what I'm saying? God can still reach you. So that's why I say don't think you're ever too far or it's ever too dark. You get what I'm saying? And I know this from my own very own life. Unfortunately, fortunately, I know this from my very own life, but I really wish and I really hope that everybody else get to experience that same thing, because favor, it's going to feel like favor, but in a way it's like your obedience, your righteousness, you cling it. And it ain't even really about your righteousness. It's like your righteousness just be a part of the journey of choosing God. So it really don't even be like, oh, my righteousness got me here. Child, please. Your righteousness ain't get you there. God done reach down low. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of maneuvered through the battle. And you chose him, so he chose you, and it's gonna feel like favor. You get what I'm saying? That's really what it be. But man, I wish for everybody to experience that. I really do. And it's not to say that life becomes perfect, because it don't. It's just you don't be entitled to perfection, so therefore you can keep your joy. But I'm trying to tell y'all, God will bless you with that humility to be able to look at life and it not be perfect, but it be perfect to you. Because you'll be like, oh yeah, God shows up and shows out. And when he stops showing up, glory to glory. You get what I'm saying? And you just keep going from there. And I've been thinking about that too a lot lately. At this point, I'm ranting, but I'm expressing and explaining all at the same time. So look, I've been thinking about that too. Like when you become a parent, you be like, man, the last thing I want to do is leave my child here. Like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave them here. Like, and if I do leave, baby, be strong enough to make it without me. You know what I'm saying? Have the faith to make it without me. But all at the same time, you know, it's different fears that you'll have to overcome. It's different fears for different battles, for different blessings. Like, believe it or not, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Snook, stop, please. But it's different fears, it's different battles that come with different blessings. So never think that life is against you, because it don't matter what level you get to, it's going to be a battle. And it'll be a blessing as well, but it's going to be a battle. So always be humble enough to know that God may have allowed you to face a thing, but he's still with you. You know what I'm saying? And one more thing that I really want to say before I go, this is the last thing, is that that thing that's within you that God has blessed you with, like that gift, that talent, that natural thing that you just enjoy to do, for one, start pouring into that. It may not be anybody that's going to pour into your gift, but you don't need them to pour into your gift. And this is going to also put an end to the hamster wheel of you know, feeling like, oh, nobody has ever had my back. Nobody has ever showed up for me. When you start to see that God can show up for you, no matter who didn't show up for you, you're not going to wait on people to show up for you. You're going to start pouring into your gift and start pouring into yourself and start believing in God and start believing in what it is he placed you here to do. You're going to believe in that no matter who come, no matter who go, no matter who believed, no matter who invested, no matter who start moving and acting funny. It don't even matter. You get what I'm saying? So go ahead, walk through that valley. Go ahead, praise in the midst of your dark season. It's going to be moments that you don't believe, but like I said, joy comes through the morning. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off of here, y'all. But I had to come on here and get that message to somebody, because sometimes it don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't feel right to hold almost like the secrets of God and walking with God and what comes with walking with God to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, hold on, wait, I see what you're going through. I've been through that. Let me tell you how to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you how this works. Like, but neither here nor there. I love y'all. So I'm going to catch y'all in the next Mommie and Me God vlog video. Other than that, y'all know the music is coming. So y'all just wait on that. I think this summer I'm going to end up releasing my music video. And this will actually only be my second music video, y'all. This is going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure. But either way it goes, though, y'all, I love y'all. I believe in y'all if don't nobody believe in y'all. I know for a fact y'all can do it. I know for a fact You can make it to wherever and bigger than what you ever thought you were going to make it to. So y'all cling to the Lord, cling to your purpose, and don't beat yourself up along the way. Be kind to yourself along the way, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you. Bye. You say bye-bye? Say bye-bye, Snoop. She can say bye-bye. I don't know if she gonna say it, though. Say bye-bye. She just woke up. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She don't feel like talking, y'all. All right. We gonna see y'all in the next Mommy Me Got video, y'all.